This is First Coast Math Clinic with video number 5, proportions with the distributive property, for Unit 4, ratios and proportions with a pre-algebra focus. So the goal in this video is to solve proportions using the distributive property. So let's just quickly review proportions. Proportions are an equation stating two ratios are equal. The last couple of videos we went over what ratios are, how to solve proportions, and proportions using fractions and decimals. So today we're going to get into proportions that are a little bit more complex using the distributive property and combining like terms. So just a quick review of proportions, setting them up. So proportions can look something like this. So our ratio AB equals C over D. And to solve our proportion, we're going to use cross multiplication. So we're going to multiply A times D, bring down the equal sign, multiply C times B, and we get AD equals CB. And this is the equation that we're going to solve. So the important thing is that you remember this cross multiplication, numerator times denominator, or cross the equal sign, bring that down, bring the equal sign down, and then numerator times denominator across the equal sign, and then bring that down, and then solve that equation. And this is what we're going to be using to solve our proportions. So let's get into our first couple examples. So number one, we've got 3x over 4 equals 5 over 6. So we're not exactly going to have to use the distributive property for this, but it's a little bit more complex. I thought this would be a good introduction problem from the previous problems that we've worked on. Just a quick review of the cross multiplication before we get into some of the more challenging problems. So let's do our cross multiplication, 3x times 6. So let's bring that down. So 3x times 6. Bring that equal sign down. Five times 4. Bring that down. 3x times 6 gives us 18x. 5 times 4 gives us 20. 18x equals 20. We want to get the x by itself, so we're going to divide by 18, divide by 18. 18 divided by 18 is 1 and 1. So we're left with just x on the left, and 20 divided by 18 is just going to be 1.1. So x should be 1.1 here. Next example, so 2 plus x over 3 equals 5 over 2. So let's use our cross multiplication. So we're going to multiply everything here in the numerator, the 2 plus x times 2. So we're going to have 2 times the entire quantity 2 plus x. We're going to bring down the equal sign. Then we're going to multiply 5 times 3. So now on our left side, we've got the distributive property, 2 times the quantity 2 plus x. So let's distribute in the 2 to the 2 plus x. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times x is 2x. 5 times 3 is 15. So now let's solve this for x. Subtract 4, combine our like terms. 4 minus 4 is 0. So we get 2x equals 11. Divide by 2 and 2. We get 1 and 1, so we don't need the ones. And we get x equals 11 divided by 2 is 5.5. So our answer here should be 5.5. So again, what I really want you guys to see here is we're multiplying everything that's up here, the 2 plus x. So everything there is being multiplied by that denominator, the 2. Okay? All right, let's get into a couple more examples. Number 3, 4 plus x over 3 equals 2x plus 1 all over 2. So now, again, we're going to take this entire quantity, 4 plus x, and multiply it by 2. We get the pen. So times 2. So this is going to be 2 times 4 plus x. Bring the equal sign down. And then this entire quantity here, 2x plus 1, times 3. So we're going to multiply the entire quantity. 3 times 2x plus 1. So now we use our distributive property. 2 times 4 and 2 times x. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times x is 2x. Distributive property on the right. 3 times 2x is 6x. 3 times 1 is 3. All right, so we use our distributive property there. I'm gonna post a video on the distributive property at the end of this video. So if you want to review on the distributive property, I'm gonna post a link to the video that I made on the distributive property at the end of this video, so you can check that out as well. All right, so we've got the equation 8 plus 2x equals 6x plus 3. So let's solve this. Let's move the 2x to the right. So I'm going to subtract 2x and 2x. I've got 8 equals 2x minus 2x is 0, so that goes away. 4x plus 3. Let's subtract 3 and 3. So I'll do the rest of this up here. 8 minus 3 is 5. And 3 minus 3 is 0, so those are going to cancel out. So I'll have 5 equals 4x. Divide by 4. And divide by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1 and 1. Let's do the division off to the side here. 4 goes into 5 once. Subtract, we get 1 left over. Put a decimal point in our answer. Bring down a 0. 4 goes into 10 twice. 2 times 4 is 8. Subtract, we get 2. Bring down another 0. 4 goes into 20 5 times. 5 times 4 is 20. So our answer for x is going to be 1.25 exactly. All right, so we get exactly 1.25 if we round to the nearest hundredth. Okay, as in the previous problem, we rounded to the nearest tenth. We rounded to the nearest tenth, we get 1.3. But if we want the exact answer, it's 1.25. Okay. All right, let's go to the next example. So for number 4, we have 3x plus 8 over 4x equals 5 over 2. So let's start by cross multiplying. And bring that equal sign down. So we're multiplying 2 times 3x plus 8, bring the equal sign down, then 5 times 4x. So let's use the distributive property on the left side. So we're going to get 6x plus 16 equals 20. 5 times 4x is going to give us 20x. So now our like terms are going to be the 6x and the 20x. So I'm going to move the 6x from the left to the right. I'll subtract 6x, subtract 6x. So we get 0, 6x subtracts out to 0, so we get 16 equals 14x. Then I want to get the x by itself, so I'm going to divide by 14. Divide by 14, 14 divided by 14 is 1. So we're going to be left with x equals 1.14 rounded to the nearest hundredth. Let's move on to one more example, example number 5. So for example number 5, we've got two binomials in our numerator. 2x plus 1 over 3 equals 4x plus 3 over 5. So let's cross multiply. 2x plus 1 times 5. Let's bring down the equal sign. And then 4x plus 3 times 3. And then let's use our distributive property on the left and the right side. So we're going to get 10x plus 5 equals 12x plus 9. So now let's combine our like terms, the 10x and the 12x. I'm going to subtract 10x and subtract 10x. 10x subtracts out, so I'm left with 5 equals 2x plus 9. Now let's subtract 9. Subtract 9. So I'll continue this up here. We're going to have negative 4 equals 2x. So now let's divide by 2 and divide by 2. And we get x equals negative 2 as our answer. So this video was lesson 5, solving proportions with the distributive property. If you like this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I hope these videos are helping you guys. If you want to see some additional topics, leave the topics in the comments. Again, I hope these videos are helping you guys. First Coast Math Clinic.